Latinos Out Loud podcast. Yeah, that's what this is. Latinos Out Loud.
Yo, 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 yo. Whoa, yes. Hi, guys. It's me, Rachel La Loca, tu amiguita. And I'm here on location. This is another episode of Latinos Out Loud. LOL if you like acronyms like I do. Gosh, I love acronyms. And after that Jeff Garcia episode where he taught us a bunch of acronyms for the city of New York, I love them even more now. I think I'm going to write an acronym book. It's just going to be a book of all acronyms that you should know. Anyway, LOL, ICYMI, in case you missed it. Should I just speak an acronym for the rest of the episode? LMFAO, ROFL. So maybe I'll do that, maybe I won't. I don't know how communicative I'm going to be if I speak in acronyms. But the kids, they're speaking to me in a language I don't understand. Riz? What is this? What's happening? Apparently I'm a Sigma mom. Do you guys know what this is? Okay. Sigma, Sigma mom, Sigma mom, Sigma mom. Neoman is laughing at me. The Gen Zer who is here now is like giving me the sign to not do that again. Okay, fine. Hi, guys. It's Latinos Out Loud. Guys, I have so much to catch you up on. It's been a week, huh? Yeah, it's been a week since the last episode, but it's like literally been a week. Okay, so last week I took my boo, my boo, he's right here in front of me. Hi, Eddie. His birthday's in a few days. And so this is the road to 40-something. I won't disclose your age. And so we started out celebrating at this amazing activation called Back to the Video Store. I got fed this ad on Instagram. Thank you, IG, for listening to my every word. You know, you're a little intrusive, but you get me. Thank you for feeding me these ads that I click on. I'm not even going to tell you what my last purchase was. Let's just say it's intimate apparel that I don't need. Okay? Anyway, but it's supposed to make your waist thinner. So, okay. Anyway, so I took him to this thing called Back to the Video Store, which was an activation all about the 90s and cinema that came out of an amazing era. And it was at the Virgin Hotel, which I've been dying to go to. You know, the Virgin Hotel over there on Broadway in like the 30s. Anyway, it was filled with like blockbuster video type activations. Like the VHS boxes served as like the drink menu. So you would pick out which movie drink you'd want and bring it to this really fun bartender. And like he got the Jaws drink, which was like a blue drink with little gummy sharks swimming around, topped with a little grenadine sauce for like the blood. It was so fun. And there was a Clueless activation, Clueless rolling with the homies. Yeah, as if. So of course I went crazy taking pictures. Then they had the Fresh Prince chair. This is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. I'd like to continue rapping, but I won't on this episode. I'll tell you how I became La Loca of Latinos Out Loud. Okay, so you could sit in the chair and like take pictures. Then they had so many fun arcade games, like real arcade games. Kids, you don't even know about real arcade games, okay, kids? You've got your little PS controllers and your switches and snitches and whatever else you're playing with. The real arcades, like back in the day, there was a joystick, and like buttons that you press. Like it was so much fun. So they had Pong and NBA Jam, which I came close to beating you with. Let's just say he's saying no right now. I came close, okay? I had a good run. I think I was up by like 2 points for like 3 seconds. Anyway, and lots of photo ops. So that was a really fun thing. Oh, and the brunch menu was also like 90s movie inspired. It's a traveling exhibit, if you will. It's not really a museum exhibit, but it's a travel pop-up activation. So check them out. Back to the Video Store. So cool. I think it's going to the West Coast now. So what's up, LA? The #1 market for Latinos Out Loud. So crazy. I'm so freaking New York, but all these people out in the West Coast listen to us. Thank you so much, West Side. Okay, then I have something else to tell you guys. I haven't spoken about this because, showbiz, it's like, I don't really talk about things until they come out. But what came out yesterday? Ozempic. I'm in an Ozempic commercial, y'all. All right? It came out yesterday. So people are hitting me up like, yo, I seen you in an Ozempic commercial. Are you on Ozempic? No, I am not on Ozempic. Let me just debunk the myth right now. Just because you're in a commercial doesn't mean you consume that product, okay? What if I'm in a herpes commercial? Does not mean that I have herpes, just so you know. which I don't, okay? I'm just letting you guys know. So I shot an Ozempic commercial a few months ago. I play a mom. Yeah, your girl's getting cast for all these mom roles, which is cool. I am a real mom, but let it be known I'm a cool mom, okay? Let it be known I'm a Sigma mom, okay? So, because like I tell my family, like, yeah, I'm playing mom roles, and they're thinking like viejita with the rolos and the gray hair flying. Like, no, not that mom, not grandmom. But shout out to my mom, who was also in the commercial, Migdalia. Hi, Migdalia. And so I play a mom where my daughter's getting married, and we're in a salon, and we're all getting our hair done, and we're shouting at the salon owner, who's an actual Ozempic patient, and she's talking about her journey. So shout out to Maria. Hi, Maria. She was such a pleasure to work with. All the actors were really just so much fun to work with. Such a professional shoot. Shout out to Novo Nordisk, the client, everybody who was on the shoot. The commercial came out, and I'm happy. Like, it's just surreal, kind of like you see yourself on screen, and it's like, wow, movie magic, like the lights and, well, commercial magic, the lights and the cutting and the editing and all the supers, and this drug may cause a third armpit to grow, like, all that stuff. It's so fun. Anyway, so check me out. If you see me on a commercial, take a screenshot and send it to me at Rachel La Loca. I heard it was on Hulu. It's a national thing, so I don't know where else it's going. So with that said, this is also a very special episode because this person was last on Latinos Out Loud in November of 2020, which is like eons ago, because she has done so much since. Holy smokes. You guys know the People's Theater Project, now known as the People's Theater. It is with great pride that I introduce co-founder and executive artistic director and friend, Mino Lora. Hi.
Hello.
It's so nice to see you in person.
It really is. It's been too long.
I see you at events every now and
Yeah.
then, but everybody always wants to talk to Mino. So I'm always like, waiting, like, I'm just gonna wait my turn.
No,
Like, you gotta take a number from the deli counter. Yeah, I'll have a half a pound of pastrami as I wait for Mino Lora. That's because you're wildly popular.
No,
You're
that
doing-
is very kind and sweet.
Well, people want to talk to you because you're making power moves. The evolution of your career and everything you do for the Dominican community and beyond is just really remarkable. I don't know how we're going to consolidate everything and only have maybe 25 more minutes to talk about everything that you do. Impossible.
We got the little granitos.
Okay, we'll give them nuggets.
Exactly.
Then you got to follow her on social and
Yes,
follow the People's
yes.
Theater to find out more.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I introduced you by giving your title, which I hope I didn't fudge.
No, you did it perfectly.
Whew, okay, I practiced in my head a few times before coming here. But that doesn't do what you do justice. What do you do? Like, what does your job look like on a day-to-day basis? Like, what's your day-to-day look like?
What day? Depends on the day.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Give us a summary of what
Yeah.
it's like to be this dual role
Yeah.
that you hold here at the People's Theater.
Yeah. So I'm the executive artistic director and co-founder, as you said, and so we are a theater and social justice organization. We work with and for the immigrant community in New York City,
Wepa.
rooted uptown in the Heights, where we are today.
I
That's right. But really serving immigrants across the city. We're a multi-generational, multilingual organization. So my days are split between really supporting our amazing team and all of our departments. So we do this work through productions, of course. Right now we're about to open Domino Effect, a world premiere by Marco Antonio Rodriguez, devised by a brilliant cast.
Another former guest of the Latinos Out Loud podcast, Marco Antonio Rodriguez.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Love him.
Love him.
Amazing.
Genius.
Genius. Beautiful writing.
Yep.
And then we also do community productions with community members who are not professional actors, because we all have stories to tell. And that one's done fully in Spanish here uptown. But we also do this work through education. We have a robust education program. We work with hundreds of kids, immigrants, and children of immigrants each week in our scholarship-based program, the People's Theater Academy for Theater Leadership and Activism.
Amazing.
So supporting our really badass education team in doing this work. We also partner with about 25 schools across the city, mostly uptown, in Manhattan, but Brooklyn and the Bronx and Queens. We're all over doing work that speaks to our culture, where the participants create their own stories.
Wow.
Speak about the issues that impact them. And then that leads to the third work that we do that is just as important, which is advocacy. We advocate for immigrant rights. We advocate with our, we work really closely with our advocacy partners, New York Immigration Coalition, Hispanic Federation, and our young people create pieces around the issues that we're fighting for, laws that'll make it,
Wow.
make sure that we have support for immigrant families, that we have more funding for education for English language learners, whatever the issues are that we're pushing for, our kids create pieces and then perform at the state capitol. They advocate with senators and council members and elected officials. So all of that kind of happens. And my job is to really create the space so that that happens, to raise the money so that that happens. And then in the artistic side, to be able to get to work with amazing artists and collaborators, and what are the pieces, what's coming, what are the stories that need to be told, like Marco Antonio Rodriguez, right?
Yeah.
2 years ago when I approached him about this piece was, what is that story that can bring an elder, really 4 generations together to talk about issues that we don't want to talk about as Latinos.
Which is really relatable.
Yes.
How many topics do we have that are sort of considered taboo?
Exactly.
That we're told not to bring up?
Uh-huh.
I've become this advocate for infertility awareness and reproductive
They say, "Well, no,
rights.
we don't want to talk about it." Yeah.
When I was going through all my miscarriages and everything, I
Yeah.
was told to, be quiet. That's like an embarrassing thing you don't talk
Yeah.
about. I'm like,
Yeah.
but I don't feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to
exactly.
program
and there's
me?
nothing wrong. And there's nothing wrong with me, right? And it's there's so much education. And like, how do we talk to our abuelos, right? And when you have Gen Zs in the room, and because we work with so many kids, and they talk about coming out, or they talk about their identity, or they talk about just all of the different aspects of what makes them, and race
Yeah.
and color and gender, and they put it in their place, pero todavía they're not really ready to speak about it
At
with their
home.
family at home.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we need a play that helps us have language.
What an outlet for these young
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
I firsthand, I'm a mom of a PT alum.
Yeah.
Okay, my Donovan,
Aw,
I always had
he needs to come
envy.
back.
He does need to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to. I always had envy because the classes were uptown.
Yes.
And as a mom of then one, I couldn't, it was hard for me to get him
Yeah.
all the way uptown. And so when the pandemic happened, this was
Yeah.
kind of a blessing. They took the classes virtual.
We
So I
did.
was like the first one to sign up. Literally, when there's like a lottery for free sneakers or whatever it is, that you got to be the first in line to get your sneakers, or like a Broadway lottery, you're like, like putting your email address. That was me. I was like,
his name was the first one. I think we're like, okay, we have a sign up.
That was me, because for so long I was
Aw.
like, gosh, I wish he could take these classes. So he did them virtually during the pandemic, and it was just really nice to give him that slice of performing arts life that we couldn't experience for years because of the pandemic. He loved the classes. It also helped him, like, I think he was, let's see, 4 at the time. And it helped him get more comfortable, especially over Zoom, because classes were over Zoom. And this was so foreign to him, being in kindergarten. So it was such a wonderful experience. And I'm in the background also doing these acting exercises with him. I'm like, red leather, yellow leather, yes! It was so fun. And I was definitely like one of those very involved moms that I was like, do a dolphin sound, or like coaching him on what to do. I was too involved. Now that in hindsight, maybe I was too involved. Okay.
Yeah, let him be.
My bad, Mino, my bad. So aside from that, I think we need to talk about the Instituto Cultural that is coming soon in 2026.
It's coming. It's like ahorita.
Oh my God, you guys, if you don't know about this, I've talked about it because it's newsworthy. I've spoken about it on the show. But Mino here and this amazing organization, the People's Theater, got tons of funding. I mean, I say tons, but then give us the number, because I don't know how far that's going to go. But we'll talk about that in a sec. Help us with the math. But got funding from Governor Hochul, the Miranda Foundation, which you guys know, Luis Miranda, Lin-Manuel Miranda, from all these entities to support what is going to be a huge movement in Washington Heights, with this institution opening up in the summer of 2026. I would love to do your PR right now, which I feel like I'm doing right now, but who better to speak about this than you, Mino? Tell everybody about what has happened in the last couple of years, because you've already broke ground. If you follow Mino Mino, you know she's got her hard hat
Oh,
on,
yeah.
and she goes to the construction site every now and then, which is really exciting. And I think you have.
I have a hat for you. You need to.
I would love a hard hat. Oh my God,
With the
you
curls
guys.
coming out, we're gonna, yeah.
Hello, please.
Yes.
And I want People's Theater merch. I'm asking for a lot right now, but I support you guys so much, and I
Yes,
just love
you
what you're
do.
doing. Tell everybody about the Instituto Cultural
Yeah.
in case they've been under a rock and what's been happening
Yeah.
these last few years since you got the grants.
Yes. So I think it was in 2021, the city announced, or 2022, New York City announced that, People's Theater was the owner and operator, People's Theater Project at that point, the owner and operator of this, Centro Cultural, or this immigrant cultural center. And at that point, it was like they're looking for a nonprofit operator to, create a space that really centers immigrants. We're like, we have to apply for that. It was an RFP that the city put out. And in 2022, they announced us as the grantees, and it was amazing. And it's been a whirlwind since that day. That first award came with $15 million.
Oh my gosh.
And we're like, oh my God, that's it. Like I was like, I've never, like what? That's not. So I was like, great.
$15
$15
million.
million. I was like, exactly. I was like, oh my God, we're building a theater. No, you can't build a theater apparently with $15 million. I learned a few months after that.
Wow.
And I was like, what? What do you mean that won't just do it? No. So we've been hustling. And since then, we've raised $36 million.
Huepazo, diantre. Ay, mi madre.
I know. It's been amazing. And I think part of it is, this will be a cultural center for immigrants. And so much, over 70%, over 60%, almost 70, are immigrants in New York City. We are an immigrant city, and we don't have a home that is fully dedicated to all of us. I'm a proud Dominican immigrant, and we are the largest immigrant group in New York. Yes, pa que sepa. But there's so many. And one of the beauties and joys of the People's Theater is we work with immigrants from all over, right? Within our staff, we have 22 countries represented.
Amazing.
And in our pieces, you'll hear Farsi or Korean or English, or there's always English and Spanish. And there's always a Dominican at the core of it. In our piece this year, it's played by Angela Reynoso. Like, that's an essential. There's a Dominican woman in every piece. But then they're interacting with people from different cultures. And I think that's just such a richness, because so often we're told we're different or we're too, but actually we need to all come together, especially in a world like today.
Absolutely.
So this center will bring not only all of the work of the People's Theater, our productions and community productions and our youth programs, but it will be a home for companies and artists and groups that are doing work to create new work, a laboratory. And it'll have 2 theaters, a 200-seat house, a 50-seat house.
Wow.
We have a podcast room.
Hello.
It'll have a rehearsal studio, an art gallery space, and it opens in just like 15 months.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
This is such a time for us. What a hub this is going to be, and literally a home for artists, where there's going to be housing units, right?
Yeah, so above those so this building, it's a mixed-use building. Yeah, thank you for mentioning. There's, above us, there's 9 floors. We're on the first floor in the cellar. So we have, unfortunately, so nobody come to me to ask me for an apartment. I have nothing to do with it. It's a state lottery.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Mama needs to get an apartment because
and I hear they have like a laundry with it. Like every apartment has a washer dryer. Like, it sounds great, but I cannot get myself or anybody in there. Half of my staff has asked. I was like, I really wish. If I have a pool, just say, #LOL, but I don't, so you can't.
Maybe just Google it, because there is a housing website.
Yeah,
Maybe
the Miramar is the name of the building. I think that they do have a lottery. I think it's coming out now in a couple months.
Oh, good to know.
So this spring of 2025, because people will start moving in soon, I think. But yeah, so it's, there's going to be, this was a parking lot, and now it'll be a theater and, community, civic, cultural space and housing. So I think it's, it's going to be great.
And you have a slideshow. Can you do some show and tell with your boards now?
Yes,
you guys,
absolutely.
This is going to be a treat, and we'll insert some visuals here. But show us.
Okay.
This is so exciting.
So, and then you'll put the real image.
Yeah.
Right?
I could be your Vanna White, I guess, right here.
Very good.
All right.
Okay.
How's that, guys?
Yeah, there we go. Oh my God, look at you. The microphone.
Okay.
Am I good? Okay, I'm still good.
Oh, mine.
you.
Okay.
Yeah, now I can't see you.
That's
Rachel.
okay. You could just see my eyes.
Okay, this is the lobby. This is the beautiful lobby space. You enter it immediately activated. So we're gonna be doing some stuff there together, like things that we can film live. This is the lower lobby. Gorgeous. This mural by a Dominican amazing artist called Cherizada Garcia. And it is just so stunning. And that's the entrance into the theater. Next. So one of the things that we're very excited about is this will have space to create, as I said, right? So there will be through the street, you'll be able to see these beautiful rooms, whether it's our kids in our program or it's professional artists doing work or dancers, musicians, all of that will happen right there. There are 4 of those spaces. One of those becomes a small theater space, that is our studio theater. And then we have our main stage theater, between 150 and 300 seats.
Guys, look at that lighting grid. I get exciting over lighting.
With the
Bars.
balcony, and it can completely transform. That's really exciting. So
That's
you can
so
do it in depending what the show is, depending what the piece is, depending what the concert is. It can look like different things. The seating comes in and out. So
It looks
it's
state
very
of the art.
It is state of the art, and Mira, state of the art is expensive.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? We deserve it.
Hell yeah.
We deserve it. Our community deserves it. The immigrants deserve it. Uptown deserves it.
That's
So
right.
we are not. That's why it's expensive.
We don't want the cuchi frito theaters.
No, exactly. No. Here, the soundproofing, because we are right next to the 1 train. So here is the front. The 1 train is right where Rachel is. That elevated 1 train. So we would need to make sure that the sound stays out and the sound stays in.
Wow.
So that we can really create and not be distracted. So,
How exciting,
yeah.
you guys. Wow, Mino, you've been really busy.
Yeah.
And then aside from this and like running a construction site,
Yeah.
tell me you blow the whistle already.
Yeah,
on the
no,
construction.
I haven't. But I have a hat.
That's really
Yeah.
important. Anybody who has a hat on the
I
site
know. It feels
in like street clothes
Yeah.
is a boss, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
sure all the construction workers are like, yo, shut up, she's coming.
She's coming. No, for sure. They know me now.
That's
she's
so
here.
great.
She's here. Yeah.
Aside from doing all that, you are directing
Yes.
a show
Yes.
coming out,
Yeah.
The Domino Effect.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. And part of it is like I'm excited to not only talk about it because I'm so proud of this show. Feel it's so needed and so timely. But also about as a mom too, 2 kids.
Yep.
And as a busy person and New Yorker, it's like creating space for our own joy and
Yeah.
art. I am an artist. I am a theater director. And I've been like carving out space in my 40s. I'm not gonna say either. No, I do. It's already in the New York Times. It was published. I'm 44 proudly.
Wepa, hello.
Wepa.
Shout out to the mid-40s.
Yeah,
Okay?
mid-40s.
Mid-40s are looking good if you ask
Looking
me.
good.
Looking good,
Yeah, that's
feeling
right.
good, okay?
Mira, the 40s are great.
The 40s
Women
are
in their
freaking
yeah,
great.
I tell my whole team, I was like, everybody just wait.
I thought the 30s were good.
I know.
But now, like, I have a lot of
Yes.
40s focus, you know,
Yes.
which I didn't have in my 30s.
Yeah,
There's
there's
focus.
like Mira, I've raised $36 million. I don't know that I could have done that in my 30s.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. And I
can't-
still have 4 left, so I just want to say it's if anybody listening has extra to donate, we're still
Send
going.
4 million
Yeah.
this way, please. Okay?
Just the last little bit done. But it's been so exciting to work with Marco Antonio to create this piece together and create it. We really started with this concept and then this outline of what could this story be. We're like, we know we wanted it to be uptown. We wanted to be multi-generational. We wanted to be different cultures. We wanted to talk about queerness and identity and how does that intersect with being Latino and immigrant identity and all the what it means to be an immigrant today in this country under this administration. And we brought in these brilliant actors to help us tell that story because part of the way that we do work is in community.
Yeah.
And Marco Antonio has been just so generous and open. And I remember we brought in actors and we spent like 2 weeks last winter in 24, mid 24. And at the end, he's like, Mino, I have 55 pages of notes. I need to go. And it was amazing.
Wow.
And 3 out of the 4 actors are in the cast today.
That's so great.
Of the ones who just helped create it, and what could this be, and what would a Iranian person say here, who is an Iranian, but what would a black person say here, and what would a Latino, so like really it was crafted in community.
Love that.
And then since then we've brought the amazing cast we have now, including Reynoso.
There may be an appearance by a cast member on this
yes.
episode. Teaser alert.
Yeah, brilliant, and we have just the most amazing cast and creative team, an entire Latina creative team,
Hello.
lighting designers, costumes designers, just really, we're all so committed to the storytelling and to the beauty of it, right? In this time, right now, we need spaces of community and beauty and joy and listening. This piece is about, can we listen? How do we find peace? And all done through a game of Domino, and in a park
Wow.
uptown. And it's like,
I love that.
so very, just very excited to be directing, to be in that, that's why I'm came from the directing chair just a couple minutes ago. So excited to like be coming here, and it just fills me with joy.
I see the joy. I
Yeah.
feel the joy.
Yeah.
I hear it. It's really, it's coming. It's emitting off of you. It's
Thank you. It's an amazing show. Like, everybody needs to come to. If you're in New York City, this play, Domino Effect. By Marco
when
Antonio
is it
Domínguez.
running?
It runs at Art New York Theaters, right in Midtown, off Broadway. April 4th, first preview, and runs until April 20th.
Okay, eloeleros. Let me address you correctly. That was my tongue not working with me. Work with me, lengua. Eloeleros. Did you hear that? Okay, so this is a limited run.
Yes.
So run and get your tickets. And how can they get tickets?
So they go to the peoplestheater.org, tickets there. And yeah, do it, get those tickets, support this work, support these artists, and our organization with all the stuff that's coming, because a lot more to come. And this is actually the first show under our new name, The People's Theater.
Okay, so tell us about this new name real
Yeah.
quick. What is the evolution of People's Theater Project PTP to PT?
PTP to PT, right? To TPT. We're still figuring out what our new acronym is. But part of it
I love acronyms, so if you
I
want
know,
some
I
help
heard.
with that, let me know.
You really do.
I really do. It's weird.
So yeah, we've been around for 16 years as People's Theater Project.
Wepa.
But when we went out to the streets and we canvassed and spoke to a lot of people what the name of the space should be, everyone voted and decided on and chose and selected the People's Theater. So we always knew the People's Theater Project will be running the People's Theater. We're like, you know what? It's a lot. Let's just call it we as an organization. So we are doing this not only because I feel like Project is finite. Our board chair, Saida Perez, who was a former student, who's now our board president, was like, Project as a finite, like it's like a thing. The People's Theater's forever.
It's forever. And
Yeah,
it's
we
for
are
the
here,
people,
and
by
it's
the
for
people.
the people, by the people. It's like very
Yeah.
clear. The People's Theater,
Ooh,
So
it's powerful.
it's in anticipation of what's coming, but it's also like where we are as an organization, as a nonprofit. This will be the largest Latino managed theater in the state of New York. It'll be the first one run by a Dominican woman, so I'm very excited about that. So it's just I'm very humbled and grateful for it. And
So
yeah,
many
the People's
firsts.
Theater. Yeah.
You are one of a kind, Mino Lora.
Thank you.
I have a personal question for you.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, this is a two-parter.
Mm.
You do so much,
Mhm.
and I know the eloeleros can feel me on this. It's like nowadays it's so hard to find balance. How do you find balance? What do you do? What are your tactics?
Yes. Thank you for that question. I mean, I think my kids just force it on me. I mean, Marcos, you've met him. He speaks his mind. He's like, Mommy, you've been out too much this week. So I think carving, so it's like he said his resolution was more snuggle. So I made that one of mine too. Cause I was like, he's still in the cuddling phase. Like,
I love
my daughter's in middle
that.
school. She's brilliant, but she's in a different phase. So we just talk through the drama. But I think that helps bring me balance of like this other role I have. And we have dinner together. It's like those things, those rituals. And finding space for working out, that's been a key thing in my 40s. That's really helped me find just moments of space for myself. So yeah, those are it. And then directing, I love it.
See, that's so amazing to me that you find balance with a little bit of more work. But
Yeah,
like,
I know.
but it's not like work because it's directing, and if you think it's fun, it probably doesn't feel like a
Yeah,
job.
It gives me energy, to then para papá, y ahora la cena, and then the thing, and now, oh my God, my kids are in the age where they have a million activities. So it's like, when it's not the going now to soccer and now to
it's the
dance and now to
coordinating. Mom
theater.
coordinating is like, I think that's the
Mom
hardest part of being a
coordinating.
mom. Right? It's the coordinating. It's, thank you. Please hold while I transfer your call. Hi, please hold while I transfer your call.
And the
Hi, please
doctors
hold.
and the thing. It's so much.
It's so much.
Let's talk about that more, the coordinating.
Yeah, the play dates, the sports.
Yes. Yeah.
all of it. Well, you're
Yeah.
doing a great job.
Thank you.
And your energy is so
Yes.
infectious.
Thank you.
I love it so much. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I can't wait to continue to watch the evolution of People's Theater
That's
and
right.
of Mino Lora.
You're gonna be part of it.
I hope so.
Yeah.
My fingers were crossed. I came here. I was like, listen, can I get a job once this theater opens? Because I want to be down.
You'll have a home. Your
Oh.
uptown home right there.
That feels so good.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, stay tuned because we have another guest that's going to crash the set right now. Yeah, Angela, I'm talking about you.
Yeah.
So let's bring on Angela. Okay, LOLeros, this episode is jam-packed with Dominican goodies, okay? This is so fun because we're going to get to speak to one of the actresses in the upcoming production that the People's Theater is producing, Domino Effect. Please welcome Angela Reynoso.
Hi.
Girl, it's so nice to be next to you right now.
Who you telling?
You know, I saw you in Vamonos at the Intar Theater. Shout out to Julissa.
Yes, we love you, girl.
We love you, girl. You already know. You know we love you. And you did such a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
Gosh, you took me on such an electrocardiogram of a journey that night. It was so fun, but my heart was like, we need a break right now.
I know.
We need to breathe. And I just left feeling so inspired because theater is, look, films and TV and it's cool, but theater is live.
Yep.
Your emotions are real time. Therefore, you are projecting those onto us, the audience members, and we are absorbing them real time.
For sure. Yeah, and it's
So-
always different every time we perform too. So we never know who we're expecting in the audience, and they're always feeding us energy, and we're giving it back to them. So
Well, yeah, that was an amazing production. Congratulations.
Thank
And
you.
now you're in the Domino Effect.
yes, I'm so grateful to be a part of that team. I have to give a big thank you to Marco Antonio. He basically adopted me into his team, his family, his world. I was part of the reading that they did last year, and since then they invited me back to do the production, and I was like, hell yeah, I have to do this production.
Lovely.
I felt like so connected, and everyone around me were so welcoming, and I'm just so happy to be here. And I've been having such a great time in rehearsals. Mino's been amazing. I love her so much.
Directing the show. I
Directing, yes, and
mean,
just learning now how many hats she wears in this, and it's just so grateful to be in a room with a bunch of Latinos and also just different cultures around. I'm learning so much in the room. So
tell us a little bit about the show and your character. I know that's such a vague question, but when I talk to the actresses,
Yeah.
these are your words. You know, we
Yeah.
could read the description and everything that was sent to us by Sandra. Thank you, Sandra. But I want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Tell us about your experience in rehearsing and your excitement about getting on that stage for the show.
Yes. So I'm playing Giselle Fortuna, a Dominican Gen Zer. She's the youngest one in the group, and there's 4 different people who are Cuban, from Iran, from Texas, and then we have the Dominican, and I feel so closely and personal to her because
Mm.
she is the future. She represents the younger community, and she kind of plays like this peacemaker in the group, and I relate so much to that. I feel like there's so much to really think about when we're including the younger community, because we are the future, and there's so many things that's happening in the what's the word
In their space?
in the space.
the-
There's so much political issues that's happening
Oh,
right
in the
now.
world,
Yes,
completely.
in the world,
And they get affected differently.
yes, they do. And I
Yeah.
feel like there's a lot of pressure on us because we are the ones who are supposed to have that change. And I feel like in this play it highlights how much of a bridge that Giselle really builds between the different intergenerational connections. There's the baby boomer and the Gen X people, and they're all put in this room together. And I love that there's not many plays out there that I know of that has all those different cultures, all those different ages, and
Right.
talking about issues that, like Mino said earlier, that we don't really talk about.
So, what are some things that you want the audience to learn from Giselle's experience?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh, thanks.
I think a big part that I want the audience to learn is that it's okay to be like 100% you. It's okay to, um, let's see, what's something that really like she goes through a lot of loss, and it's something that she's been going through for a while. And by the end of the play, and not to like give too much away, but it's something that she learns to overcome, and it's also one of those things that um is a nice reminder for people to have. Like, it's okay to go through things, it's also okay to let go of them, or and if you're not ready to let go of it, that's also okay too. And just like being around people that care about you and that you care about also helps you with any kind of challenges that you're going through.
Oh, that's lovely. Speaking of challenges, give us some challenges that you've encountered in your acting career and how you've combated them.
Ooh, oh my gosh, you have good questions. I don't think about these things.
I mean, 422 episodes of
I
this podcast. I don't know. I just ask a lot of questions. I asked a lot of questions before I became a podcaster, so imagínate.
Yes. Oh my God, no.
That was authentic. So I'm being authentically me. I've always
Yeah.
asked a lot of questions.
Right.
I remember in elementary school, my teachers would tell my parents, she asks a lot of questions.
That's good.
I
That's a
would
good
put them
trait.
to work. Shout out to Miss Gilbert, Miss Howard, Miss Harmon, all of y'all.
Yes, she's putting me to work right now. I think a big challenge that I go through is not trusting myself enough. I feel like I go through, like, you know how the artist life is, where it's like we have these waves of so many like opportunities coming at us, and then we have like that dead zone, that dead area or vacation time.
The lulls,
The
yes.
lulls, yes.
Yes.
And I think I was going through that recently before Domino Effect started, because January I went on a trip to Australia, and then when I came back it was like, okay, life is still pretty like slow, so I'm good. But then once it started coming closer and I got the script in the email, I was like, okay, I have like 10 days to memorize like 84 pages, and how am I going to do that? And I'm like having like this fake imposter syndrome, and I'm just like, Angela, breathe. You got this. How
Yeah.
many shows have you done? How long have you been an actor? Like,
Yeah.
you're going to figure it out. And I think that like having me remind myself of that is what helps me go past that imposter syndrome of like, oh my God, how am I going to be able to do this? Or like, do I belong in this room? And I have to constantly tell myself like, yes, I do belong in this room. I have worked
Yes.
very hard to be in where I am today. So,
Preach.
yeah.
Good for you. Shout out to you for getting yourself out of that rut.
Thank you.
Because I think there's a lot of us that get stuck into it.
Yes,
They
it's
get
very
they're
hard.
stuck and it's like, help, help, I can't get out.
Yeah.
And then you need that reminder. It's like
Yes.
lulls happen. I
Yeah.
think in any career, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I think in show business too, it makes us question, are we good enough?
Mhm.
I haven't booked a commercial since Ozempic. And
Wow.
I'm just like, am I good enough to be an actor? Am I
Right.
good enough to be in commercials?
Right.
I keep getting auditions, but I haven't booked in a few months.
Yeah.
But I have slapped myself a few times, wake up.
Right.
You deserve to be here.
Yes.
You have worked your butt off. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
Thank you for reiterating that.
Of course. And I also think about like how often I like in my future do I want to keep hustling like this, because we never know what's happening tomorrow or like 5 months from now, whether we are working or not. It's like, do I still want to like keep finding these opportunities for the rest of my life? And but like
Yeah.
I think about any other opportunities, any other like 9 to 5s, for example. No shade, but I don't think I could do it. I would like hate my life if I did it. I would love to just stay in any kind of art form, and that's how like that's what keeps me pushing
Yeah.
and like telling myself like, yes, I need to do
Girl, I
that.
did it for a long time. I went from corporate to comedy
Yeah.
when my son was born because I was like, pa fuera con eso. What am I doing here? I'm the office comedian. I'm not getting money for my funny, honey. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? So I was
yes.
like, no, I did it. And I had some great times. And the crazy thing is, and this is the first time that I'm even saying this out loud, is that I was a marketer, and learning how to do all these PowerPoints and slideshows and presentations has helped me a lot with my career today. Because now I do my own EPKs, my own decks. You know what I mean? Like I could do those things because forever I was doing it in front of a computer in an office, and it wasn't no 9 to 5. It was more like 9 to 9.
Oh
But
my God, yeah.
I'm thank you for like making me have that realization. I want to hear about Australia.
Oh.
I've also been to Australia.
Oh my God. What cities have you been to?
Okay, so I did Melbourne
Yes, me
and
too.
the Outback
Ooh.
and Sydney.
I went to Sydney.
Yeah, I did
yes.
those 3 cities. So it's like
Nice.
a thing, like a tourist, like sort
Yeah,
of
we
path.
have to. I mean, it's 15 hours from here, 20 hours from here. We have to see everything.
I loved it so much. And I'll tell you, my motivation for going on these amazing trips that I've done, like South Africa and Australia, was always going through a lull. And the
Oh.
trip got me out of the lull.
Oh,
Because I
wow.
would go on these trips and I would focus on areas in the world that had a wonder of the world. Because I would look at the wonder world and the wonder of the world, whether it's like, man-made or whatever, because there's all these lists.
Yeah.
And I would just kind of say to myself, like, look at Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe.
Mhm.
This is a creation of God. Like these are the boulders. What I'm dealing with are pebbles.
Yep.
This is perspective. This is beautiful. This is big. What I'm going through, whether it was a pregnancy loss or a lull in my career, is something that I can beat.
Yes.
Yeah. So it would put these
that.
trips would put things in perspective for
Yes.
me.
I love traveling. Like that always brings it just completes my soul. I always
Yes.
learn something new. And that's a big reason why I love being an artist. There's always something new. Like something's never like the same for a long time. So when I'm discovering a new country or a new city, I'm like, wow, like life is bigger than me.
Right?
Like,
There's so much more to life than
Yeah.
the BS that I think is or is like trying to overtake or overcome me right now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
replenishes the soul. Did you see the koalas?
I did see koalas.
Did you go to the eucalyptus forest?
No.
Oh, girl, yeah.
Where was that?
There's a few of them, but I went because okay, I'm older and I suffer from sinus issues. So it's like we need to do a eucalyptus forest so I can inhale and maybe open up my sinuses.
my
I'm tired of doing neti pots. And then did you see the penguins?
I saw penguins. Did you see the little ones?
They're
The
so
little penguins?
cute.
They're so
Did you see them swimming from the shore?
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
God!
Oh
Did you
my-
not die?
I died. I literally died.
Babe.
I couldn't record it. I was so sad.
I think that's why I love the pudgy penguins so much because I fell in love with penguins in Australia.
Yes.
Did you see the Sydney Opera House?
I did.
As
I
a
didn't
performer,
go
oh my God,
inside, but-
like crazy, right? As a
Yes,
performer, like
it's
I don't sing
beautiful.
opera, but I was like, oh my, like we're in Sydney, Sydney Harbor.
Yes,
Did
I
you do the Sydney Harbor
know.
Bridge?
I did. We drove through it. Yeah. Yeah. It
Girl,
was so nice.
Did you see wallabies? Did you see kangaroos?
Yes. 1,000. I got to pet a kangaroo.
Oh, you crazy!
Yes,
They're like giant rats.
I know, they're scary.
They're so scary. You see the cute ones in the animated, like in the cartoons, but then you see one in real life, you're like, it looks like a giant rodent, like it's a
Yes.
rat with a pouch.
wallaby was actually outside my Airbnb. Like
Stop
we woke
it.
up at like 8 in the morning, and my family was like, oh, "Wake up! Like come, like very quietly." I'm like,
Wallabies.
What's going on?
Those are cute. I think
They are
wallabies
cute.
are cuter than kangaroos because they're like half the
Yes.
size, so like small rats with
Yes.
pouches.
Exactly.
Wait, okay, and what else? How about the bugs in the outback?
Oh no, I actually didn't see as many bugs. I was very
Oh.
lucky. I saw some spiders here and there, like
Giant
No,
spiders.
I know. I heard like scary stories, but when I went, I was ready. I was ready to fight them and everything, but I saw none. I was like, this is
Yeah, they
kinda
saw you
weird. This
coming
feels
and they were
wrong.
like, she's got Raid in her
Yeah.
pocket.
That's
Raid?
probably what it was.
Yeah.
They probably smelled my scary side.
No,
but-
like she from the Bronx. She knows how to fight us.
Right.
That's so great. I'm so glad you
Yeah.
got to experience that. It's
Me
a life-changing trip, right?
sure,
And it's so
yeah.
far. Food
It
was good
mainly-
too, right?
It was pretty good.
Except for Vegemite. I tried the Vegemite, Vegemite sandwich. No, it wasn't that good. I come from the land down under.
Well, I'm glad I didn't get to try it over there.
Yeah, Vegemite is like gross. It was like very
Yeah.
bitter, but like I had to try it
Yeah,
anyway
you
because
have
they
to do what you gotta do.
that song, which you probably don't know about because I'm old and you're not.
I
Yeah,
know. It's
next
okay,
topic.
But teach me, and I want to learn.
Okay,
so.
we'll talk about 80s music after this
Yes.
show.
Okay.
Okay,
sounds
so
good.
tell people again, remind them of where to get tickets, how to get tickets to this amazing show, The Domino Effect.
So, thepeoplestheater.org, April 4th to April 20th. Be there, be square.
I love it. I'm totally going to be square.
Yes.
Okay, I will be there. Wait, no, that's not right. I will be there and not square.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. I could talk today. It was so lovely speaking with you. Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see you in the Domino Effect.
Yes,
'Cause
come play
now
dominoes with us.
I got to see you in every show now that I saw you at Vamonos.
Yes,
So,
please.
Eloeleros, vámonos al teatro. Let's go see this show together. I will definitely be in the building. Thank you to all the guests today. Thank you to Mino Lora. Thank you to Angela Reynoso. Thank you to Nyoman and Eddie behind the scenes. And thank you to all the LOLeros for listening. You can follow us at We Are Latinos Out Loud. You can call us at 978 Latinos. That's right, 978 Latinos is the number. And you can also follow me at Rachel La Loca. That's RACHEL La Loca on all the socials. And don't forget, we're on the tube of you. We're on YouTube as well. So check us out at We Are Latinos Out Loud on YouTube. Thanks for listening and watching. And shout out to everybody. You guys have got to follow these people, okay? So make sure you do. We'll put their socials in the show notes. And on that note, we out.
It's the Latinos Out Loud podcast.